Despite everything indicating that Netflix was going to acquire Warner Brothers, it seems that now Paramount has found a way to get the company. I can't believe this. I remember when it was looking that Paramount was going to get it, then Netflix swooped in, and now it looked like Netflix was going to get it, and everyone was like, all right, it's over. Netflix got Paramount, and now Paramount, they never gave up. They kept going in, kept giving new offers, and eventually now their newest offer was so big that Warner Brothers literally was like, we can't turn this down. We have to kind of consider it now, and they gave Netflix a 4-day business day opening to try and match this deal or beat this deal, and Netflix just said, you know what, we're good, and Netflix backs away, so it looks like that Paramount is going to be acquiring Warner Brothers Studios. So in a dramatic shift in the high-stakes Paramount-Warner Brothers takeover fight, Netflix has officially walked away from the bidding war, clearing a major path for David Ellison's Skydance-backed offer. The streaming giant confirms Thursday it will not raise its bid, signaling that the escalating price tag driven by Paramount's improved proposal has pushed the deal beyond what Netflix considers financially prudent. Then Ted Sarandos made a statement about that, saying that, yeah, we're kind of done. And he wasn't like malicious about it at all, so props to Ted for that. He was pretty nice about it. But now it looks like that Paramount is going to get Warner Brothers. It's not a done deal yet, okay, because we all thought it was a done deal with Netflix, and now Paramount looks like it's getting it. So it's not a done deal. Something could change. Always remember that. But for the moment, it looks like Paramount has got Netflix. Paramount has Warner Brothers. So Paramount's latest offer reportedly includes $31 per share, a $0.25 quarterly ticking fee beginning after September 30th this year, a massive $70 billion regulatory termination fee, agreement to cover the $2.8 billion breakup fee owed to Netflix. Dude, $9.8 billion they're going to have to pay for this shit. Oh my god. But you know what? When you look at the library, I think they might think it is worth it, right? I do think they probably think it is worth it. So it says, what is next, right? They do have to go over the Warner Brothers board, giving their final approval. They have to go through the shareholder process and then the regulatory review. So it's not, again, a done deal. They still have some hurdles. But for the moment, it looks like they've got Warner Brothers. I have not talked about this a lot because I didn't really just want to keep making a video like every 2 days when a new development, it's like Paramount's got a new offer, whatever. I was going to wait until it was like officially done deal, like it's like official, Netflix now has them completely, then I would have made a video on it. But now it looks like Netflix is backed away and Paramount, it seems, has got it. People are tweeting about it, like all the news sites, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, all the sites are now talking about it, that it's like a done deal. Kind of like when Netflix seemed it was going to buy it, to be fair. But it seems like now this is the deal. And I'm like, okay, well, it seems like it's a done deal now. But again, we said that with Netflix. So don't take this as 100% certainty. Anything can happen in the meantime. Another company could come in with a new offer. Or Netflix could come back with an even bigger offer. Like anything can happen. But if we go to this, it tells you about everything that that Paramount is going to own. As you can see, a visual aid of everything they're going to own here. So right here, Paramount is now expected to own the following assets and film rights. So this is also including the stuff Paramount already owns. So they're going to own TNT, CBS, which they already own, CNN, MTV, TCM, Showtime, Adult Swim, DC Studios, Paramount Plus, which is theirs, Nickelodeon, which is theirs, HBO, HBO Max, Comedy Central, and Cartoon Network. Film rights is Star Trek, which they already own, Gremlins, which I don't know if they already own Gremlins. They might. Beetlejuice, which I think they also might already own. DC Comics, Tom and Jerry, Harry Potter, Citizen Kane, Transformers, which they already own. A Quiet Place, Looney Tunes, The Conjuring, Mortal Kombat, Game of Thrones, Dora the Explorer. That's a stick out. Mission Impossible, which they already own. Lord of the Rings, SpongeBob, which they already own. Avatar, which they already own. Ninja Turtles, which they already own. Dune 3 distribution rights. Minecraft distribution rights. Monsterverse distribution rights. So Paramount gets all of that. Paramount right now. Paramount after winning the bid, just like, oh, yeah, damn, they literally owed everything. It's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah, just look at that. That's a fucking conglomerate of film rights, dude. And it's like you look at them and it's like, think of all the stuff you can do with that IP. Like Lord of the Rings, that's a gold mine for IPs if you adapt Tolkien right. Don't do Rings of Power or the War of Rohirrim. Do actual token stuff from his books, and you have a gold mine of IP right here. Right? Mission Impossible can always come back with a new agent for the IMF, right? Game of Thrones is currently right now has 2 TV shows out with House of the Dragon and A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and Night of the Seven Kingdoms has done fantastic. So there's stuff there. Mortal Kombat is Mortal Kombat. If you do this right, you got a lot from Mortal Kombat, not just in live action movies, but in cartoons as well, and animation, because they made like animated adult movies a while back. So you could just keep doing that as well. Imagine doing an actual Mortal Kombat movie series that just one game after the other. Pretty sweet. Of course, SpongeBob and all that encompasses, and Paramount has milked SpongeBob freaking dry these past couple years. Avatar is going to have some more stuff coming out, as they've announced. They've got a lot more stuff for Avatar to come out. Ninja Turtles, we know Paramount wants to really revamp Ninja Turtles. I'm surprised they didn't mention Sonic the Hedgehog, because Paramount has a deal with Sega to do a lot of stuff with Sonic. You know, they do the Sonic live action movies, and it seems like Paramount and Sega are now going to work together to kind of have some brand cohesion with Sonic. So I'm surprised they didn't mention that here as well. Let's take a look at what else. Looney Tunes, that's a gold mine again right there. That Warner Bros. Just didn't freaking use. Looney Tunes is a gold mine. Transformers, again, if done right, you have so much with Transformers. So much with Transformers here. Harry Potter, we have the new Harry Potter series coming out, which every new thing that comes out about that show, I want to watch it less and less. DC Comics is a big one. Like, this is the biggest one here, right? I think we can all agree that DC Comics is the one that, like, holy crap, man, you got a gold mine here. All the superheroes, all that mythos is now yours to use. And if you use it right, you're going to be printing money. And if we go to, like, now if we go to, like, these right here, like, these assets and these, like, you know, these TV channels, some of them are going to go, right? I think it's a pretty obvious thing that some of them are going to go. I think we all know that CNN is done. This shit's done. This thing's getting gutted and tossed away. We all know that. And to be honest, based, you know, CNN's been a scourge for a while. And I'm pretty sure what they're going to do is they're just going to combine. They're going to gut CNN, and then whatever's left, they're going to combine it with CBS. And that'll be their news thing. TNT, I can see them having, I mean, TBS should also be here, because TBS is also pretty big. So they have TBS and TNT as well. I'm sure they might leave those the same, to be honest, even though they show pretty much the same programming. I'm sure they're going to leave them the same just because of, like, the recognition type of deal. MTV's been dying for a while now, so I wouldn't be surprised if MTV shutters its doors. I don't know what the hell TCM is. I don't know what TCM is. Let me look up what TCM is. We're doing this live, baby. We're doing this live. TCM channel. TCM Turner Classic Movies. Ah, okay, yeah, that'll stay. That's gonna stay. TCM's gonna stay. Showtime. I could see Showtime going. I think Adult Swim and Cartoon Network are finally just gonna merge into one thing, because pretty much what they are already. DC Studios, that's staying. Paramount Plus is their streaming service, that's staying. Nickelodeon recently fired like a bunch of animators and a bunch of teams, so we'll see how that goes. HBO Max, that's going. I think the HBO channel will stay, but HBO Max, that's just going to get folded into Paramount Plus. And Comedy Central, that'll stay. But yeah, this is pretty big, everything they own, and there's more of a visual aid there. Some other stuff that wasn't mentioned. They now own Fandango, Rotten Tomatoes. Oh my god, man. Bleacher Report, HGTV, that's theirs too. Oh my god, man. Boomerang. Boomerang's just Cartoon Network. Cinemax. Pluto. They own Pluto. CW. The Food Network. Goddamn. Other stuff. Mad Max they now own as well. It. True Detective. Oh my god, man. You're Jackass. They own Blue's Clues. Oh my god. That's the true gem right there. Oh my god. The Sopranos. Yeah, there's like so much visual aid here. And then David Zaslav did make a statement saying that the Warner Brothers Paramount acquisition will create tremendous value for shareholders. We are excited about the potential of a combined Paramount, Skydance, and Warner Brothers Discovery, and can't wait to start working together telling the stories that move the world. Is a pretty basic PR statement there. So, out of the two, Paramount and Warner Brothers, I have been more on the Paramount side of things. I would love if neither of them bought Warner Brothers, because I think the idea of Warner Brothers getting bought by another company as a whole just sucks. Because that's another big movie studio and a big studio as a whole gone and gets absorbed, and that's not good for the industry. So as a whole, I would rather Warner Brothers just stay the way they are, like as their own autonomous thing. But if they are going to get bought, Paramount to me is the better of the two, for two main reasons. One, movie theaters won't die as quick, because you know for a fact if Netflix got it, despite all the lip service they gave of like, oh, we're going to keep it, they weren't going to do nothing, man. If it was going to be in theaters, it'd been like for 2 weeks and they popped that crap on their streaming service. They were not going to care about movie theaters, so movie theaters would have died much quicker on Netflix. They're dying already, but with Paramount, the death is lessened, is slowed just a bit more. Now, that does mean that we're going to have less movies every year, because Warner Brothers will now operate on the Paramount film schedule. It's like when Fox, it gets bought by Disney, there's less movies a year, because even though they own Fox, Fox now operates on the Disney movie schedule. So that's what's going to happen with Warner Brothers. They'll have to operate on the Paramount movie schedule. So less movies a year, less shows, which that sucks, right? But at least theaters will be okay for just a bit longer. I say okay, like not dying. Well, they are dying, but you know, we're clogging the wound for a bit. And then the second one is physical media. We're actually going to still get physical media for our movies and shows with Paramount, because Netflix, that was going straight to streaming, no physical media. You knew that was going to happen. So at least for the physical media, we at least have that still with Paramount, because they'll absolutely do that. So that's a good thing as well. Physical media by physical media. So from those 2 points, I'm like, thank God. There has been a lot of rumors of what Paramount will do with some of their properties now that if they acquire WB. My big one was DC. It looks like James Gunn might be gone if Paramount gets... That's the big thing. Like, if Paramount gets DC, James Gunn's gone. And I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. There was an article a long while ago where it talked about who would now be in charge of DC if Paramount got it. And the guy in charge was like a hardcore comic guy. And he absolutely was like gonna redo everything again. We would have gone through another reboot with DC, but it would have been a bit more of a fateful reboot. I forget what his name was. That'll probably come up in the next coming days anyway. What happens with DC and all that type of stuff, right? But I'm all for that, because James Gunn's awful at being the head of DC Studios. And a lot of the stuff he's got coming out doesn't exactly excite me. I'm sorry I'm not excited for Supergirl. I'm sorry I'm not excited for the Lantern show that's just going to kill Hal Jordan and make me pissed off. It's written by Tom motherfucking King, of all people. I'm sorry I'm not excited for that. You know? Now, there has been quite a bit of meltdown going on in this aftermath, and it's mainly people who are making this very political as a political thing. Now, my whole thing was never this is a political thing. This is who's going to best handle the IPs I love more, which is what you should be doing. But you can't deny that, yes, there is a bit of a political thing going on in this, as Netflix is very much more left-leaning, and Paramount... A lot of people are trying to paint them as now they're like, oh, they're the right-wing company, when they're really not. They are more or less trying to get back to middle America and just down the road storytelling, which I want. I don't want a full right-leaning fucking company. That's just as bad as a full left-leaning company. I want a center. I want both sides, or none. Give me fucking nothing. You know, that's what I want. But of course, people are saying because Larry Ellison and David Ellison are close friends of President Trump, so a lot of people are like, oh, this is going to be a full-on MAGA thing. And I'm like, guys, do you not see what the recent season of South Park was? It's just all been shitting on Trump. Every fucking episode has been them shitting on Trump. Like, oh my god. Starfleet Academy is just coming out on Paramount's streaming service, and it's completely infested with woke ideology. Like, completely. Star Trek as a whole has just been a full-on fucking woke ideology fest for the past couple years, ever since Alex Kurtzman took over. So this whole thing that it's like, oh, Paramount's going to be the MAGA company, I don't think that's going to happen. I think if Paramount takes over, they are going to try maybe to have a shift towards more just basic stories, basic down the middle stuff that the everyday average Joe would enjoy. Right? Like the everyday average Joe and Jane would just be like, yeah, that works for me. And not cater to the far left or the far right, which you shouldn't. Just focus on the middle people, like the center people. That's what you have to focus on, because that's your everyday average. That's what you got to focus on. And I feel like Paramount would do a more better job of that than Netflix. You know, because you see the joke. Like, if Netflix got Warner Brothers, we're getting a black Batman, right? Like, you're getting race swaps and sexuality swaps galore if it was at Netflix. You know that's what they would do. But Paramount, it's a bit more of like, okay, I have a bit more faith. I'm not putting a tremendous amount of faith, because at the end of the day, it's still a mega fucking corporation, and you should never trust a mega corporation. But out of these two, I would say Paramount is the better option out of the two. That's how I feel. I'm more or less concerned about how my IPs are handled, right? Like, I want Harry Potter to be treated with the respect it deserves and treated faithfully, which the current Warner Brothers is not doing. I would love for there to be a Transformers movie that comes out and it's pure fucking G1 awesome sauce to Transformers, Autobots v Decepticons. I would love for Lord of the Rings to get extra movies and shows that fully show Middle-earth the way it should be in Tolkien's vision. I'd love for them to stop fucking up SpongeBob. I'd love for Avatar to go back to what made it good, which is Aang, Katara, Zuko, Sokka, like that era, which it seems like they're gonna do. Even though there's some iffy things that they've said, you know, but I'd love for them to go back to that era. Fuck Korra, by the way. Fuck her. Awful shit. Ninja Turtles. I'd love for Ninja Turtles to go back to the way it used to be. Fuck that Seth Rogen shit, right? Like, I'd love for my IPs to just be handled properly and respectfully and faithfully. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day for me. I don't give a fuck what your political beliefs or your religious beliefs or anything like that is. I don't care. At the end of the day, I care that you treat the product I love with the respect and dedication it deserves. That's what I care about at the end of the day. And I feel that Netflix would have done a worse job than Paramount would. But that's my 2 cents on all this. Overall, I'm kind of happy. I'd prefer it if Warner Brothers stayed out autonomous, to be honest. That's my #1 thing. But if it had to be bought, Paramount would be the one I'm kind of like okay with, right? So that's it for me. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys all next time.